Alright, y'all. I saw that this was released when I was at work, and of course I had to give my two-piece on it. I read a little bit of it, and I was already disappointed, so let's just get right into it. Director's take, balance updates for Season 5. I already know this is going to be a train wreck. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh boy. Here we go. As Season 4 ends, I'd like to look at the game's balance. This season we saw a wide selection of heroes get played, and for the most part, the game felt fairly balanced. Cap. From a win rate perspective, Seasons 3 and 4 were some of the most balanced in recent Overwatch history. Notice how he says recent Overwatch history? It might be the most balanced for Season 2. I'm sorry, Overwatch 2. But in terms of Overwatch in general, this shit was a fucking train wreck. But let me continue. With this in mind, let's look at 3 different topics from Season 4 and talk about how they will change in Season 5 and beyond. Specifically, I'd like to go over the heroes like Junker Queen, Lifeweaver, one-shots, and crowd control abilities in 5v5. There were a few standouts from a tuning perspective in Season 4. The mid-season patch, Junker Queen was given a series of buffs that she didn't deserve, mind you guys, as she really started to dominate. And I would say dominate is an understatement. She was freaking... If you didn't play Junker Queen sometimes, then you straight up lost. Her win rate popped up by about 5%, and she went from one of the lowest picked tanks to one of the highest. For most skill tiers, Queen and Reinhardt were the most picked tanks for the latter half of the season. However, at Masters and above, Queen is far and away the most picked tank, which I could see. I play Reinhardt because I like physically dominating my opponents. That's what I like to do. When I play Reinhardt, I'ma fuck you up. Know what I'm saying? And it feels good just to run up in a nigga's face and swing your hammer and kill niggas. Know what I'm saying? Like, that's fun. I actually had to learn Junker Queen because I was getting my ass handed to. Like, Junker Queen would run my shit when I played Reinhardt. So I had to learn Junker Queen. And she's pretty fun to play. In my humble opinion, I play in low diamond, high plat. That's kind of where I do my business. I felt like she was getting played a lot more before she was buffed. Like, she was fine where she was at. And then this buff just made her... She went sicko mode, know what I'm saying? And it was annoying, but it was a learning experience, and I got to play more Zarya just to counter, holy crap, I can't speak, counter Junker Queen. One of the big changes that we made was to increase received healing from her passive, which I didn't think was too bad. We like this addition to her playstyle, but it makes Queen too survivable. We reduced the health she receives from Commanding Shout from 200 to 150 to compensate. We've also increased the cost of her ult by a small amount, since she was getting it at a faster rate than before the mid-season changes. Which I like her getting her ult, taking it longer to get her ult, because... Remember Super? Of course, everybody knows who Super is, the former Overwatch League pro. He got her ult in 15 seconds. Like, that's insane. Of course, he is at the top of the top when it comes to Overwatch players, so take that with a grain of salt. But if you can get your ult in 15 seconds, man, that shit's crazy. Like, she does not need to be that strong, in my opinion. Lifeweaver is really a dynamic hero. Some of the plays that people have pulled off with him during Season 4 are pretty astonishing. I am a Lifeweaver hater. Like, I don't hide it. I think Lifeweaver is an awful character. I think he has no place in Overwatch besides, like, actual competitive play. Like, I mean, when I say competitive, I should say, like, an actual, like, you have 5 people on your team that you're communicating with and 5 people on the enemy team. So, like, an Overwatch League scrim type of situation. Like, in just regular competitive, he has no place. Like, motherfuckers be life gripping you into ults and shit. Like, that shit is so annoying. There needs to be a way to, like, decline life grip, because at my rank, motherfuckers can't play Lifeweaver. Lifeweaver is a throw pick, and I believe I remember reading, like, you have a 25% chance of losing if you play Lifeweaver. Like, that is insane for the newest type of hero. I think that's due to Blizzard's incompetence and them just releasing a hero without really testing him, and also it's just, you know, he's a bad kit. Like, he's just a heal bot, you know? Like, if you play Lifeweaver Mercy, then you're Lifeweaver Mercy, you're probably gonna lose, because you're not getting much damage from those two characters. However, he's not powerful enough to be a solid pick for most players. Previously, we stated that we would like there to be a reason to pick new heroes over others in the roster. This is still our goal for new heroes. We want them to bring something new to the table. However, at the moment, we are looking at the best way to bring Lifeweaver to a baseline. Once people are playing him more, we will get a cleaner read on the character. Players will start utilizing the varied parts of his kit, or we can look into adding something else into it. In Season 5, there will be quite a few changes, mostly buffs coming to Lifeweaver. We'll have specific details in the patch notes, which will be coming out a week from this video now, so the 12th. But players can expect increases to its healing and damage output, a heal on life grip, a slightly reduced hitbox, and some quality of life changes to the pedal platform. I feel like his hitbox is already pretty small. But I'm a support main, so like, who am I to complain? Heal on the life grip is pretty cool. I mean, he already, like, I'm pretty sure you already have immortality on a life grip, if I'm wrong. At least I haven't seen anybody killed in the middle of a life grip. I guess more damage, that's cool. And some quality of life changes. I still think we need to be able to decline life grip, because most of the time when I'm a plat, like, my positioning is pretty cool. And whenever I play tank, if someone picks life weaver, I'll straight up tell them, like, yo, don't fucking life grip me. Like, if I die, I die. Like, that's just the way it is, because I hate being life gripped. And if you play life weaver, I'll just avoid you. Like, plain and simple. Like, life weaver is not good. We'll continue to monitor both Junker Queen and life weaver to make additional changes if necessary. The community, let me highlight this. The community has also voiced concerns over the number of one-shots from both Widowmaker and Hanzo. We'd like to reduce the frequency of these in-game, as well as shore up some of the extreme sightlines in some of our maps. Widow's damage fall-off will change from about 70 to 100 meters to 40 to 60 meters. The damage fall-off scaler will also increase 30 to 50%. She will still have the ability to one-shot 200 health heroes at 50 meters or less, but further than that, it will no longer be a killing blow. Hanzo will receive a slight nerf to his damage so that he is no longer able to one-shot 250 health heroes, and the sonic arrow will be more recognizable by the enemy team. The intent here is to reduce the kills that feel like they come out of nowhere. We are constantly discussing the nature of one-shots in Overwatch 2 and whether they are healthy for the game in general. The fact that they still have to debate whether one-shots are still healthy for a game where there's only 5 characters in general is stupid to me. I mean, in 6v6, I get having one-shots, but in 5v5, there's not really a place for it. And people are so good when you get to the higher levels of Overwatch with Hanzo and Widow that it's almost unfair no matter what cover you use. Like, sometimes you'll just be walking out of spawn, you get one shot and you killed. So I'm one of the guys who doesn't like having one shots in Overwatch, but I'm also one of the guys who would rather there be 6v6 in Overwatch than 5v5. Like, I'm totally fine with snipers in a 6v6 setting, you know? In a 5v5, I don't think it's very good. And, this paragraph is where I got angry. So, fucking brace yourself for some bullshit. Lastly, I'd like to talk about the crowd control abilities in-game. We launched Overwatch 2, or when we launched Overwatch 2, we made some significant changes to our combat model. The biggest shift was from 6v6 to 5v5, which was a mistake in my opinion. Part of that change was to remove the crowd control abilities from our damage and support heroes. Overall, we think this was a positive change for the game. At the time, the original game felt like you were in a pinball machine. We have a lot of high mobility heroes on the roster, but a team can't always rely on their tank to take them. So we're softening our approach here. We don't want to return this to the state the game was in previously, but we feel like there's room for more CC, especially soft CC in our lineup, guys. I love how they're like, we're getting rid of all the CC in Overwatch 2, and now they're like, oh, we're keeping some of the CC with Doom and Reinhardt, and now they're like, we're just gonna bring back CC in general, you know. So they don't know what the fuck they're doing with this game, in my opinion. We're making changes to both Mei and Cassidy for Season 5 with this in mind. Mei's Endothermic Blast will be updated. The primary fire will still slow targets, but will also build up to an effect that will apply much larger slow for 1.5 seconds, which is a very long time in a very fast game like Overwatch. I don't like this change one bit. For the players of the original game, this will feel similar to the way her old weapon worked. Fucking... At least it's not going to freeze you in general, but still, just being slow in general, like... I get that's kind of Mei's whole character, but she's just so annoying to play against, and I feel like buffing her will just make it more annoying. I mean, like, as a support main, I guess I'll just have to play more Baptiste, which is fine with me, but at the same time, it's just... Mei's annoying, you know? And Cassidy's Magnetic Grenade will also be updated to deal less damage, as well as applying an effect that slows and blocks movement abilities. That's fucking stupid. So not only does that shit gravitate towards you, but it's also added CC. So what was the point of getting rid of Cassidy's original grenade? Know what I'm saying? Like, if you're just going to make it do more damage than his original grenade and give it CC, that's incredibly stupid in my opinion. On top of these changes, we'll be making some tweaks to several heroes in Season 5. We can't wait for you to see them when the patch notes go live, as well as some other fun things we'll have coming to the game that season. As always, thanks for reading. We'll see you in game. Yeah, Season 5 is going to suck. I've already noticed my queues getting longer and longer with Overwatch, so I already know players, at least in my rank, are leaving. I do watch a lot of pro players, and their queues are getting longer as well. Like, they're getting into the 10s and the 15s sometimes, and It's interesting. They're killing their own game, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong. I will always love Overwatch, but I am myself moving away from just the game in general because it's not fun to play anymore, you know? And all these changes make it not fun. Like, I feel like they're just changing things for the sake of changing them, just to switch things up, and not because it's healthy for the game. Don't get me wrong, the Widow changes are nice. The Hondo changes are, I mean, I guess it's okay. I mean, I will still get one shot. The characters I play will still get one shot from Hanzo, but at the same time, I feel like these changes are not done with the player in mind, you know? Obviously, we'll see. We're not getting a new support hero this season. I believe we're getting a, what's the word I'm thinking of? We're getting, I can't think of the word. But we're just getting, we're getting a new map, and a word that I can't think of. Like, it's not a compilation. It's a, it's kind of like what we had with the Doom of, not the Doom of, the One Punch Man event. We're getting another, like, sort of event. Know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, the word is escaping me, so I apologize for my lack of diction there. But I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? I'm pessimistic for Overwatch. Obviously, I'll be playing. I finished the Battle Pass. I finished every single Battle Pass so far, but I've been playing less and less and less, if that's easy to believe. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not looking forward to it.